Hello and welcome back. Hello. Oh my gosh. Do I even know how to start talking? Do I know how to talk? Hello everybody. Today we are going to be going through my entire Kindle TBR. I say it like that because there are so many books I have in my possession that I have not read, and I feel like I have been more on the overconsumption side of YouTube lately, where people are talking about over consuming, and I feel like I have lived a couple of my years definitely over consuming, and now I just feel like all I want to do is just fix my ways a little bit. Obviously, buying a book on Kindle is not overconsumption in the sense that I'm making more people print more copies of these books, having more trees be cut down, having more paper be used, having shipping happen and all that other stuff. It's digital, right? But at the same time, do I need all these books? Ever since going through my physical TBR, I've gotten it down maybe I want to say 13 books since the start of the year, which is not bad, but it's also I could be doing a lot better. I also haven't bought a new book since then. Anyway, I feel like I'm going off topic right now because basically what I am trying to say is I have too many books and I don't know how I'm going to read all of them. You know what I mean? So I am just making a video to show you guys how many books I have on Kindle, and then this will also help me realize what books I have on Kindle, because when I do my TBR videos, I am constantly forgetting about my Kindle. In my March TBR jar video, I put a prompt in there that said Kindle pick, so I had to go into my Kindle and pick out a book that I actually bought. I will also say all these books in here I didn't buy. All right, there was one, I want to say there was one weekend, maybe a year and a half ago, where Kindle just was you can download as many free books as you want from this list. And I just downloaded all the free books that I thought I would like. And they're basically all either romance or fantasy romance. I have these all, let me share my screen. Okay, so some of these books are library books, I will say that, and also some of these books are, no they're not. I was gonna say some of these books are ARCs. I don't have any ARCs on here right now. These are just the books on my, well, should I put my ARCs on here? Let me go like this. These are all my ARCs. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. How interesting. All right, now I know what I'm doing. All right, so let's get started on this. I'm only gonna talk about the ones that I know for a fact are just on my Kindle, not from Prime, not from the library, just from Kindle. So let's start with this first one, Soulbound. This is book 1 of 10. Holy crud. Arlen's quest is simple. Find her father and let him know her mother is dead. After all, Arlen has promised her mother she'd go. The problem? Her father's people are myths and legends, and he doesn't even live on Earth. But despite a long journey through the mysterious mists of the Veil, finding him turns out to be the easy part. I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't intrigue me at all. Oh boy. This is also why I'm doing this, because what if I don't want to read these books anymore? How do you return a book? You know what I mean? Some of these books, this book I did get for free. Should I just delete it? Is this me unhauling? Oh my God, is this me going through my Kindle TBR, but also unhauling some at the same time? I'm pretty sure out of all of these books on here, I think I've only bought 3 from Kindle. So I'm just gonna, can I permanently delete this? It's deleted. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. This is nice. What Happens in New York by Christina Adams. This is book 1 of 6. Oh boy, I do like the cover of this. I think this is very cute. A romance set when we still wore impossibly high heels, met boys in bars, and no one would be caught dead in athleisure. Okay. Holly's trapped in a dead-end job in a dead-end town. Her career prospects are zero, and she's got no idea how to get her fashion line off the ground. When a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to visit New York with her best friend comes up, how could she say no? One poorly timed toilet break off an off-Broadway theater is about to change their lives forever. Holly meets a charming stunt performer who introduces them to the Hollywood elite and the world's biggest movie star. Thrust into the spotlight, will these two small-town Brits shine just as brightly or fade into the shadows? Okay, I'm into that one. I'm into that. I'll keep that one. That one's a keep. This is The Fling in Panama. Panama? Yes, by Liz Alden. Book 1 of 4. A steamy and flirty standalone romantic comedy about stepping out of your comfort zone and falling in love along the way. The Fling in Panama is a forced proximity romance set on a sailboat with a flirty, charming hero and a relatable fish-out-of-water heroine. Laugh out loud and swoony on your own private adventure to Panama. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care about this one either. I am actually so glad I'm doing this. The cover of that one reminds me of Tarzan and Jane, just because he's shirtless and there's a monkey and they're swinging from vines. Are they swinging from vines or is he just holding her on them? They're on the ground. Either way, delete. Is this video gonna be called Cleaning Out My Kindle? It just might be. All right, ready? Next one. Highland Games by Evie Alexander. Let me guess. Book 1 of a series? Yes, book 1 of 6. Oh my god. Her new life wasn't supposed to include him. Zoe spent her life playing it safe. But when she inherits a tiny cabin in the Scottish Highlands, she decides it's time to shake things up. Goodbye, boring lending life. Hello, adventure. What could possibly go wrong? Only everything. Look at all the tropes in the name. A grumpy sunshine, enemies to lovers, steamy rom-com. I feel like I don't care. Oh boy, is this gonna happen to all of them? Well, next book, If Tomorrow Never Comes by Allison Ashley. Fate connects to people in life-changing ways in a deep romantic and emotional novel about hope and second chances by the author of Would You Rather and The Roommate Pact. Uncertain of what tomorrow brings, Elliot Holland decides to live it up. On the eve of a stem cell transplant to treat her leukemia, it's destiny when she crosses paths with the handsome and charming Jamie Sullivan. The chemistry is magic. So is a beautiful evening that ends with a bittersweet kiss goodbye and no expectations of ever seeing each other again. 1 year later, Elliot's future looks good. Her cancer is in remission, her career in graphic design is taking off, and she's finally met Carly, the young woman whose stem cell donation gave Elliot a second chance at life. Then, in a twist of fate, both blissful and unfair, she meets Carly's boyfriend. It's Jamie, the man Elliot kissed like it was her last day on Earth. Neither of them has ever forgotten it. Now, the most difficult decision of all lay ahead. Whatever risks there are to the heart, one need wins out to grab hold of everything that can make someone feel alive again. I'm not gonna lie, that one does sound good. I'm gonna keep that one. You know, that one sounds really good. So look at that. Book number 4, we're keeping it. Next book is an Amazon original by Margaret Atwood, and let me tell you, I'm keeping this one. I'm not even it's only 34 pages. It's a novella by her. But yeah, I love her. I love Margaret Atwood. She's like one of my top 5 favorite authors. So I'm gonna keep this book. Wow, why did I do this to myself? Genuinely. All right, next book, Staying Out for the Summer by Mandy Baggett. For nurse Lucy Burrows, it's time to put the last year behind her and embrace Greek life. Finally free from her demanding, stressful job, Lucy is excited for a restriction-free summer. When her best friend Gavin finds a perfect Greek island getaway, Lucy is sure that this holiday to Corfu is going to be one to remember. I feel like that's a very generic description of this book, so I'm going to remove it from my library. Next book. I can't believe this. We're really getting rid of all my books. Oops. Oh well. All right, this one is Not Supposed to Happen. Book 1 of 4. Also says the tropes. Opposites attract, second chance romance, accidental pregnancy, fake dating. All right, and this one is The Opposites Attract. He's everything I never wanted. When people ask me what I love about living in the Pacific Northwest, that's easy, nothing. But the mountain of debt my ex saddled me with means I'm not going anywhere. So I started a food blog thinking it'd be my ticket out of here. Wrong. Just when I think things couldn't get any worse, my roommate drags me to a singles event where she hopes to meet Mr. Right. I meet Mr. Wrong, Dustin Kelly, a die-hard Pacific Northwesterner. We couldn't be more different if we tried. But when I learn he runs a successful hiking blog, I get an idea. We can collaborate. The plan, he gets 5 tries to make me fall in love with this region while I create recipes and food for our trips. Turns out Dustin is the sweetest guy I've ever met, and he quickly becomes my ray of sunshine in this otherwise gloomy place. But falling in love was never part of the plan. So when my blog finally takes off, giving me enough money to move, I'm left with a tough choice. Stay or go. You know what? I'm kind of on the fence, but I'm going to keep for now because it does sound kind of cute, and I do like the cover. I think the cover is very cute. So I'm going to keep it for now. I'm pretty sure this one's a thriller. When She Returned by Lucinda Berry. So, okay, one woman's reappearance throws her family into turmoil, exposing dark secrets and the hidden, often devastating truth of family relationships. Kate Bennett vanished from a parking lot 11 years ago, leaving behind her husband and young daughter. When she shows up at a Montana gas station, clutching an infant and screaming for help, investigators believe she may have been abducted by a cult. All right, I'm keeping this one. I love a good thriller. This, the Men of Ink series, this I'm pretty sure has 3 books in one or 4 books in one. I just love the covers. Like, not this cover, but like these covers down here. Like the Throttle Me, the Honor Me. These two, they're so beautiful. This is like the Tatted series or something like that. Men of Inked. I will keep this one just because I do love the covers so much. So like if I actually do end up liking it and I want to buy them, I will buy them because the covers are gorgeous. Welcome to Ink, the hottest tattoo studio in the South. The Men of Ink are pierced, tattooed, and loyal with a dash of grumpy mingled with a heavy dose of protective male, and best of all, their family. A swoon-worthy family saga. Join the Gallo siblings as their lives are turned upside down by irresistible passion and unexpected love. All right, this next one is called Where You Least Expect. This is book 1 of 3. I moved to a small southern town for peace, quiet, and a break from my hectic, dangerous military life. But instead of peace, I got her. Vienna Love, the curvy, foul-mouthed waitress who lives to get under my skin, and just so happens to be my new next-door neighbor. Avoiding her is the safest bet, but fate has other plans. When circumstances tie us together, we both might find something we never expected. Delete. I feel like if you're not grasping my attention with the synopsis, like the little thing on the back of the book, then like why would I want to read it? Like, you're giving me nothing, so I just feel like the whole book is just gonna give me nothing. Like, sometimes I definitely do just go off the cover, and I'm like, of course I did, because I don't think I read any of these. I just saw that they were free, and I said I want that, and I just saw like the cute covers, and I was like, yeah, 100%, this is for me. And now look at me. The next one, Bachelorette for Sale. Okay. 1 of 3. Sexy singles auction when a hidden agenda that comes with the prize of a lifetime. Cherry Ryan. Some would say my biggest weakness is being too kind. I'd say it's not being able to tell my best friend no. That's how I ended up on not only a reality dating show, which we are not talking about, but also in a singles auction. Right when I'd sworn off dating, I should have stuck to my vow because none other than Mr. Tall, Dark, and Arrogant won the bidding war. That man looked way too good in a tux, and visions of naughty fantasies dance in my head, but his attitude made my blood boil. And that was the only thing heating up, especially as I got to know him. Jason Valentine. I know I told my best friend and business partner I'd do anything to save our company, but winning and dining some Fox reality star was a bit much. Even if she was the key to landing the contract we needed. I expected a diva, but what I found was a woman that brought out the best and worst in me. Someone I was willing to risk it all for. If only the outside world could let us be and leave the past where it belonged. Okay, I'm kind of into that. It got me at reality dating show. What is Love? This one I'm pretty sure is about 2 people who are on like a game show. Head and heart collide in a story of polar opposite rivals that anything but trivial in this game show romance from Midnight Duet author Jen Comfort. Answer. From the Latin word crossroads. This is knowledge so common to be obscure, the preserve of which engages millions daily. Question. What is trivia? You know what? I'm going to keep this. This one by Lizzie Dent. I have, what book do I have by her? I think it's called Just for the Summer, I want to say. I don't think that's what it's called. Something about summer. Just one summer? I don't know. It's not called Just One. It's a yellow book, and it looks just like the cover of this one, but it's like, it has a glass of wine, and someone's like jumping into it. Her covers, Lizzie Dent, are so cute. I think it's called The Summer Job. Her covers are so cute, and I did like that book. So I'm also going to keep this one because, listen, when it comes to like chefs and food and just having like this type of cover, and look at Emily Henry is on a blurb on the cover, so I'm keeping that. All right, next book, Ink and Incantation. Have you ever wished you could fall into the magical libraries of Harry Potter, Beauty and the Beast, or Sorcery of Thorns? We have too. Join us inside the enchanted pages of Incantation, a young adult anthology featuring 16 sci-fi and fantasy short stories. I feel like I've just been in such like an anti-consumerism mentality this weekend that I feel like if anything around me, I feel like I'm not going to use, and I'm not going to like if I'm not going to use it and I don't find any use for it in my life, I'm like, get it out of my face. Let's give it to somebody else. Let's go bring it to Goodwill. And like, I just don't want to buy anything anymore. Like, I don't know what it is right now. I just have like the sense to like clean everything out. I just want to clean my whole entire house out. So this is kind of lethargic for me. And I feel like I'm going to get rid of more books than keep, to be completely honest with you. And that might be good. That might be good for me. I'm not going to hold you. Okay, Bound by Dance and Desire, a dark fae morality gray fantasy romance. The Fate Court of Cassian, Book 1. Book 1, let's see. Hasana, I came to, okay. You know what? This just made me mad. I can't pronounce that. Goodbye. There's just so many books in the world. Why would I want to read books that I don't care about? You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. Life's getting crazy. One of 7, Raven. He's mysterious and alluring, dominant and powerful. He keeps her grounded and lets her fly. After a date she ends in disaster, Zara Bandini is drawn to a conspiracy of dark lies and hidden motives. Bidding farewell to blissful ignorance, she must betray those who trust her to prevent evil from murdering innocent civilians. Raven guides her, shields her, and seduces her. Now Zara has to protect her heart while saving the world. Ooh, it's for 18 and older. How intriguing. Okay, you know what? I'll keep that. I'm trying to get more into, not trying to get, but I've been wanting to get more into like the dark romance genre just because I've never really like stepped foot in there. I've read a few like mafia romance books, which are not the same as dark romance, but I feel like it's like I feel like that's as close to dark romance as you could get as like a mafia romance. So, you know, let me dip my toe in some dark romance. Will I love it or will I hate it? Will I cry or will I scream? All right, Dark Haven, Book 1 of the Lightless Prophecy. I don't care. Delete. This book cover, I just love stuff like that. A successful journalist returns to her hometown just as her biggest mistake becomes headline news in this vibrant, funny, and heartfelt novel about facing the past and its secrets head on. Entertainment journalist Dawn Roberts has a lot to work through. A widow's grief, betrayals of family and friends, and scandals that almost taint her reputation. Not that Dawn dwells on the past. Well, hardly. When she returns to Baltimore with her husband's ashes, she can't avoid it. In fact, she's diving into decades of backstabbing and treachery for her first trip home in years. I'm keeping this. I'm keeping it 100%. When We Were Friends. By all accounts, Lucy's handled her divorce well. She's finally in the cozy fixed house of her dreams. And although she doesn't fit in with the other divorcees, all busy looking for their next ex, she's excited to get down to earth and savor the small joys of life. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna return it just because this is 43 pages. How much can you get through and all that in 43 pages? I feel like I just wouldn't care at the end of it, personally. Okay, next book, Room for Improvement. When his brand new luxury resort in California reserves a scathing review from a leading travel magazine, billionaire CEO Bryce Royal decides that a little revenge is in order. Unlucky in Love resort reviewer Vivian Holt summons up the courage to get back on the love scene, but when she receives her own terrible review on a hot trending dating app, Vivian smells a rat, a 6 foot, 3 inch tall, handsome as sin rat whose touch she'll never forget. I don't care. I feel like I am so savage today. I don't know what's going on with me. Book 1 of 8. Listen, if I delete any books that you see on here that you're like, you should actually read that, tell me. Maybe I will. I probably won't, but maybe I will. The Jazad Air. This is a book I actually bought off of Amazon to download to my Kindle. I feel like this had its moment on BookTok. I really liked the description of the book, which is what made me want to buy it. A fugitive queen strikes a bargain with her greatest enemy that could resurrect her scorched kingdom or leave it in ashes forever in this unmissable, slow burn, Egyptian-inspired epic fantasy debut. 10 years ago, the kingdom of Jazad burned. Its magic was outlawed, the royal family murdered. At least that's what Sylvia wants people to believe. The heir of Jazad escaped the massacre, and she intends to stay hidden, especially from the armies of Nizel that continue to hurt people. But a moment of anger changes everything. When Arn, the Nizel heir, tracks a group of Jazadi rebels to her village, Sylvia accidentally reveals her magic and captures his attention. Now Sylvia is forced to make a deal with her greatest enemy, help him hurt the rebels in exchange for her life. A deadly game begins. Sylvia can't let Arn discover her identity, even as hatred shifts into something more between the heirs. And as the tides change around her, Sylvia will have to choose between the life she wants and the one she abandoned. Yeah, I'm keeping that one. This is called The Sublet. Anne is barely keeping it together, a frazzled ghostwriter and aspiring novelist. She juggles 9-year-old twins and listless marriage from an overcrowded Manhattan apartment, spreading herself thinner every day. Just as Anne is about to give up on her dream, she lands her biggest client yet, Melody Wells. I don't care. 50 Shades Freed, that's a library book. Homegrown Magic, that is a arc. The 3 Lives of Kate K. I do want to read this one. That is also an arc I was sent. Accidentally in Bloom. Book 1 of 6. I feel like automatically book 1 of 6. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't have time in my life to commit to a six book series. I don't know what it is, man. I don't got any time anymore. This one I also feel like had its rounds on BookTok and BookTube. After a mysterious disappearance of her fiance, Alma Hughes moves to a remote island in the North Atlantic where she hopes to weather her grief and nurture her alien dog. But the strange town of Violet has mysteries as well. Townsfolk say that the radio tower overlooking their town broadcasts messages through their homes' appliances, their dreams, even the sea itself. When lightning strikes the tower, illuminating the sky in a brilliant flash, Alma finds herself caught in the unexplainable aftermath of one of Violet's deadliest storms. Guess what? I don't care. But again, no tea, no shade to these books. If you like these books, that's great. I'm happy for you. But there are just so many books in the world. If I'm not into it, I'm not going to read it. That's my new mentality on life. Risky Whiskey, 1 of 8. The Anti-Heroes. 2 best friends, stalled and dissatisfied, change the course of their lives in a wildly funny novel about facing your fears to the extreme. Once upon a time, Dr. Emily Nichols, the academic kind, not the physician kind, was an eco-crusader who was shot with water cannons, hunted by poachers, and chased by a bulldozer. Now, Action Emily lives in a bland condo with gray walls and teaches disengaged students at a university along a risk-allergic boyfriend, asking herself every day, how did I get here? One afternoon, Emily and her best friend, people-pleasing real estate agent Liv Bennett, witnessed an attempted robbery at their local coffee shop that is foiled by a yoga mom wielding a baby stroller. Their hero attributes her bravery to a mysterious class called Fearless Inc. Its enigmatic and dizzyingly muscular instructor, Zeus, is now fully committed to helping Emily and Liv overcome their fears too, one thrilling self-help lesson at a time. Okay. I think the cover's cute. It's I'm interested. All right, I'll keep that one. Make Me Lose. 1 of 6. Honestly, if I'm meant to read these books, they will find me again later in my life. You know? 100%. All right, that one's not giving me one, but I'm going to keep it just because it looks interesting. All right. The Vampire Wants a Wife. 1 of 10. Girl. I hope you find her. Blue Hawaiian. The first rule of serving as a maid of honor at your perfect sister's destination wedding, no mistakes. The second rule, no drama. For Jess Chavez, a week in Maui is hardly a dream vacation. Not when her sister expects her to be the perfect maid of honor. Not only does Jess have to fake perfection, but she can't let anyone know she's unemployed and barely scraping by. Guess what? I don't care. I also don't know if I'm just really hating on romance lately. I feel like I've read like so many romance books back to back that I'm kind of sick of the genre right now. So maybe I'm just being really harsh on all the romance books right now. But at the same time, that's just how I feel. Oh, this is also a NetGalley one. I'm like, why can't I see anything? Relentless. 1 of 8. Goodbye. A Friend in the Dark by Samantha M. Bailey. A digital romance turns deadly in the sensual domestic thriller from USA Times bestseller. Eden Miller's world is crumbling. Her husband's blindsided her with divorce, and her daughter barely speaks to her. In an impulsive decision to escape her present and revisit the past, she sends a friend request to her college crush, Justin Ward. One night, 23 years ago, changed the course of her life. It closed the door on Justin and opened the door to her husband, Dave. But what if Eden could have a do-over? Eden begins an online relationship with Justin that awakens her in ways she never thought possible, and his voice and words make her take bold risks. But something's off. He knows too much about her and her family. He's been following her. Eden is forced to awaken from her fantasy and look for answers. Who really is the man on the other line? The truth about Justin and about what happened that fateful night 2 decades ago puts her and her family in the fight for their lives. I'm into that one. We love a nice little thriller. An Extreme Risk. 1 of 8. Goodbye. All Her Fault is actually on my March TBR. So if you want to know what that one's about, go watch my March TBR video. This one I think is it's gone. 1 of 5. I think the cover is so cute though. Vicious Lies. 1 of 6. Broken Bayou. Dr. Willow Waiters is a prominent child psychologist at the height of her career, but when a viral video of a disastrous television interview put their reputation on the line, Willow retreats to Broken Bayou, the town where she spent most of her childhood summers. There she visits her aunt's old house and discovers some of her unstable mother's belongings still languishing in the attic, dusty mementos harboring secrets of her harrowing past. Okay, I'm into that. 100%. I'm into that one. The Bootlegger's Daughter. In Prohibition-era Los Angeles, 2 women on opposite sides of the law must take control of their lives, make their marks, and try to survive, even if it means crossing the line. In 1927, Letty Hart's father is long gone, but his old winery provides a major wage and a legal livelihood for selling sacramental wine. But when that contract goes bust, Letty stumbles upon a desperate option: her father's hidden cellar, and enough liquor to tempt Letty to bootleg the secret stash. In an underworld dominated by merciless men, Letty is building an empire. Officer Annabelle Foreman decides to be the first female detective in the LAPD, but after 2 years on the force, she's still consigned to clerical work, is that how you say it? And policing dance halls. When Annabelle connects a series of unsolved murders to bootlegging, it's a chance at real investigation. Under the thumb of dismissive male superiors, Annabelle is building her case. I'm keeping that one 100%. Oh, okay, this is 2. 166 pages. I don't like the cover. Oh my god. Did you click on this video thinking that this would be the video? I don't know what's happening to me right now. This is Only for the Summer by Shannon O'Connor. 1 of 4. I'm not gonna lie though, this looks good. Let me read it. Let me just be sure. 2 best friends, 1 summer wedding, and a fake relationship that doesn't go to plan. Someone should have told me pretending to date your best friend only works if you aren't in love with them. Kennedy Davis is not in love with her best friend. That's what she tells every girl she dates anyway, but it always ends up the same. Sienna Stevens is in love with her best friend, but she's too afraid to admit it. A hopeless romantic who hopes her best friend might one day see her as more. That one I think I'm kind of into. We love a sapphic romance. This is by the same author. Tour of Love. 1 of 5. All right, this is basically the same one as the first one. I'm just gonna keep this one. I'm just cleaning up out here. Anchor and Crown. 1 of 6. A sailor with a taste for adventure, a soldier whose heart has been claimed, a beauty they will never suspect, a map maker with secrets of their own, an anchor who will change Audra's life forever. This one kind of sounds good, so I'm gonna keep it. Oh, I make the rules. I'll do what I want. What? But wait, this is vampire. I don't. I do what I want, and I want what I do. She's a witch with no power. He's a shape-shifting vampire. Trusting him could save her life or cost her everything. 16-year-old. 16. Don't care. License to Bite. 1 of 8. I'm good. Best House on the Block. Aspiring investigative journalist Shannon Gibbons and her family have moved into a beautiful house in the fabulous 40s of East Sacramento, where Shannon finds a fast connection with her new neighbor. Renowned journalist Rosalie Marlowe appears to have genuine interest in giving Shannon's own career a boost. You know what's crazy? This is our first thriller where I'm gonna be like this. I don't care. The Lighthouse Cafe. I don't care. This one I think is so cute. The Banana Pants one. Or is it Banana Pants? I don't know. Ava Archer misses her childhood best friend, most especially during the month of April. Ask any tax attorney, it's a lonely, ruling time of the year. Luckily, Ava has just received a surprising and delectably absurd offer from her posh doppelganger at work. She must pretend to be the aforementioned posh co-worker for one night in an extremely fancy party. A party so fancy, there exists absolutely no chance anyone will recognize her or suspect her ruse. Desmond Sullivan is a thief, and not the heart of gold kind. He's a steal from the rich and give to the also rich so he can get paid kind. He does, however, have one firm rule: never steal what the target can't afford to lose. After a brutal falling out with his father, Desmond hasn't returned to Chicago in over 10 years. But when a good friend is swindled and something priceless is stolen, Desmond must return home, both as himself and his thieving alter ego. Infiltrating a dangerous secret society of the world's most elite billionaires while leveraging his estranged father's resources and not blowing his cover? Sure, no problem. Or it wouldn't be a problem if Ava Archer hadn't just walked into the room wearing a ridiculous wig, speaking with a preposterous accent, and pretending badly to be someone she's not. I like the cover so much, so I'm keeping it. Okay. The Celebrants, this book I actually bought. It's Steve Rowney, and he also wrote The Guncle right there, so I'm keeping this book. Runix wrote, what is that one? This might be the second book in, Gothicana. Is this the second book in the series? I loved Gothicana, and it's not my fault that this isn't working. We're keeping that one because I loved Gothicana. Filthy Rich. Brooding billionaire, a beautiful young nurse, obsessive love. I'm spending the summer working as a private nurse for a wealthy patient until a chance encounter with a wealthy Lucin Winter changes everything. He is an experienced man who uses women as his playthings. I know better than to trust him, except he keeps showing up. On the plane, on the cruise, in my thoughts, our chemistry burns hot and fierce, but I have to resist him. A man like that belongs to a world of opulence and indulgence, a man who has a past that's haunting him, no matter how hard I fall for him. I don't care. Sleeping with friends. When Mia Sinclair Croner wakes from a coma, all she can remember are the movies she's known and loved. Her college friends quickly assemble for a weekend party in an effort to help her remember. But with old friends come old wounds, and it soon becomes clear that Mia's accident might not have been an accident at all. Was it Agnes driven by her unspoken resentments, or Zoe who covets everything Mia has? Has the years apart only fanned the exhausted flame between Ethan and Mia, compelling him to violence? Or did Victor, who moved away, return with an agenda? Or was it Martin, the wealthy husband who put a country estate between Mia and her past? As old tension and new suspicion rise, these friends must wade through their film knowledge, shared history, and everything that's kept them apart in order to figure out which one of them is trying to end things once and for all. I'm kind of into that. I'll keep that one. Oh my god, I keep doing that. It's kind of like scary how you could have like a book recap. Like, what do you mean? You're just gonna tell me about the whole entire book? Like, you're just gonna recap it so we don't have to read it? Then what's the point of having the book? Isn't the whole point of having a book to read it? What the heck? My summer was planned from packing lists to trips itineraries, or so I thought. The night before my trip abroad, my boyfriend Matt showed up at a party with another girl the boyfriend was supposed to spend 7 weeks with in Brazil. No way could I board that plane. With my trip tickets ripped up and the money down the drain, I owe my parents big time. The only job hiring is teed off. The driving range that just so happens to employ Matt's trio of best friends. I don't care. Again, I'm so sorry to the authors who wrote these books, the people who like these books. I just feel like it's pointless if I'm just going to keep these on here and I'm never going to read them. You know? Kingdom of Tomorrow. 20-year-old Arden Rosa knows only our land. Two worlds split apart and stitched together with broken pieces from each statues of fallen gods and heavenly artifacts that are worshipped or feared. But nothing is more fearsome than the night. A strange madness haunts the darkest hour, turning innocents into geekful killers. Arden does her best to stay safe until she reads a book written about her life, the Book of Arden, and everything changes. Forced to join Fort Royal Academy, Arden is paired with the ruthless High Prince Sirius Dalian. But when he trains her for combat against a mystical advisory, she can't deny the sparks burning between them. I don't care. Castle of Kings. When he walks into a room, he owns it. From the moment he sets eyes on me, he decided I was his. No one, not even my brother Nix, was going to tell him otherwise. It doesn't matter that Nix is president of the King's MC Club. Jake wants what he wants, and he'll set out to get it, whatever the cost. Jake may be an arrogant a-hole, but there's no denying the hold he has over me. His fierce cardinal need to make me his, and his alone is a snare I can't escape. And truth be told, I don't want to. But when my life becomes threatened, Jake Castle is the only man my brother trusts to protect me. He knows Jake will do anything to keep me safe. Anything. That's kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie. I'll keep that one. So I married a werewolf. One of 6, but I love werewolves, so let me give it a chance. I married a wolf for the good of the pack. Ask me how that worked out. Now I'm a rejected mate with 3 kids and a wolf in sequins and fierce heels on my doorstep, promising she could breathe life into the dreams that died that day if I'm willing to put my fate in her well-manicured claws. I'll get 3 questions. Why did my ex tuck tail and leave me with a giant mess? What is he trying to prove by coming back? And am I brave enough to defy my pack and choose myself? Oh, enough about him already. He had his chance. I'm ready for a new life. I don't understand that at all. This book, The Unicorn Confession, I want to keep for a video idea. So, A Fatal Affair. Stars, lovers, lies, killers in this Hollywood, and everyone has a part to play in a shocking novel of suspense. Actress Nora Kemp loves 2 men. One is Hugh Ironson, a movie star who gives Nora security and respectability. The other is Hugh's twin brother, Trent, a Hollywood bad boy who brings out Nora's wild side. When Trent and an unidentified woman are found dead on the Iversons' Beverly Hills property, more than Nora and Hugh's reputation are at stake. Okay, yeah, I'm not reading any more about that. I want to keep that one. Remember when? Calling all 80s and 90s girls. Remember when was fun, it was sexy, it was a giggle a minute, it was beautiful, yup, it was perfect. You know how sometimes your high school crush grows up to become an insanely famous movie star? Okay, probably not, but I do. Although I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. Tripp wasn't always the gorgeous Hollywood A-lister you see these days on the big screen. Back in 1990, he was just the new kid who sat behind me in my fifth period English class. He was always gorgeous, however. I mean, he was that guy. You know the one. The guy who could raise your blood pressure just by passing you in the hall. That guy who could melt you with a single look aimed in your general direction. So you may want to bust out your stretch pants and tease all those mall bangs, ladies, because we're going back in time. Why did I read that so weird? Back to the days of keg parties, making out in cars, and big freaking hair. Back to a time when almost every girl in town found themselves drooling over a guy named Tripp. I don't care. This is Ugly Girl, Lost Girl, and Rich Girl. This is like 3 in 1. When a grizzled stranger crashes into her life and lifts her concealment that has married her face since childhood, Rosie Avalon leaves everything she knows behind. Pulled into a realm teeming with magical creatures, Rosie must navigate this new broken world while avoiding capture by the evil queen who knows there's more to Rosie than meets the eye. Baston is an untouchable, feared by and shunned by all but a handful of elite warrior. Oh my gosh, it's getting late. I just can't read. His realm has been ravaged by the evil queen's range, but he will stop at nothing to save the land he loves, even if it means pushing Rose past her breaking point. Okay. I'm into it. Book 1 of 5, The Dragon Portal. Marked for death, Sabrin escaped from her home more than 10 years ago, but the wild hunt will never give up. It should have been easy to stay hidden. All Sabrin had to do was keep her head down, avoid telling anyone about her past, and above all else, not letting her glamour drop. Even the best laid plans eventually fall apart. When a charismatic stranger arrives in the city, Sabrin finds herself unwittingly drawn to the power she can sense hidden. Within him, keeping her distant is nearly impossible, especially after a life debt is called due and she's tasked into helping steal a rare artifact. Interesting. I'll keep that one, just because it's the Dragon Portal. Like, okay. All right, last one. Ugh. Tell me why the emojis make me want to delete it. The emojis and the book cover. Like, put your shirt back on, bro. All right. Wasn't that fun? Imagine you're not still recording. I literally... Okay, thank God. Thank Jesus you were still recording. I hope I wasn't framed that whole entire time as well. Anyway, okay. That was my entire Kindle TBR. That took an hour and 15 minutes to go through. That's crazy. We have 29 books on my Kindle TBR. I don't want to call it my Kindle physical TBR because some of these books are, like I said, library books. Some are just from Prime Library, Prime Books, I don't know. And some are ARCs. So, yeah. That's me. That's my Kindle TBR of books that I have purchased, I guess. Because like I said, I didn't buy any of those books besides like 3 of them. They were just all free one day. And this is why overconsumption is hurting our planet, our minds, our bodies, our souls, our spirits. It is late. It is, last night was, what's it called? Daylight savings. So I lost an hour of sleep. And I also had to volunteer today with some kids at my church. So I am drained, to say the least. So yeah, this video was wild. It was erratic. It was absolutely crazy. So with all that being said, make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Tell me if there's any books I deleted that you think I should read. And maybe I'll listen to you if you really like give me a good reason as to why I should read it. Also, tell me if you've read any of these books and any of the ones I kept you think should be bumped up to the top of the list. I feel like there's a few in there that have really caught my eye. I don't remember which ones, but I'll look through them and I'll remember. I'll remember when I see the cover. That was so much reading. I also feel like I'm getting sick. My throat kind of hurts. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end, I want you guys to comment like the big X. Actually comment this. The girl going like this. For me, just deleting half of my Kindle TBR, like unexpectedly. I really was not expecting to do that. I just figured if I did not like it, it was kind of like an unhaul, except the books just go into the ether. They go back into the database. I don't know where they go, or they just get deleted. I should go get ready for bed. All right. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me to the end of this video. I had so much fun hanging out with you. I really hope that you guys have fun hanging out with me. I didn't scare you away, okay? I will see you guys in the next video.
Not gonna lie, kind of guessing because you know how it has grids because it helps you time frame, but this thing is blocking a lot of it, so I'm guessing you're in frame. It looks like you're in frame to me. You're good. You're good enough.
The top of my head, not cut off.
Oh, you're not good enough.
Okay.
Okay, you look great. Should I press record or is it already recording?
It's recording.
Oh, okay. Love ya.
Me too. Thank you.